Now, you sure this thing is on? Are you sure? Okay, okay. I trust you, I trust you. This is just new technology to me, okay? So I just tell this box what I've done, and it records the sound? Okay, okay, I trust you, I trust you. You have to remember, this is all new to me. You may be common for this time, but not for mine. So you want me to start from the beginning. Record what I've done. Well, that's kind of hard. I've done a lot. Well, this will be the first time you've heard it as well. I've told you the basics, but I'll tell you how it all started just to get this thing done. If Celestia wants me to keep a record, and this thing's the best way to do it, I'll do it. So I'll start with my name, so when people hear this, they know who I am. I'm Olympus Strongheart, but most people call me Lymp. I have no idea how old I am. Last time I knew, I was just a young colt in Celestia's scouting army. Now, I come from the good old days when there were wars. Not big wars like you hear about. These are just scuffles over land when Princess Celestia did not rule the entire of Equestria. I was a scout, you see. I was the one who sent to talk to the other troops and get a look at what they were doing. See, we fought clean. We knew what they were and they knew what we were. And that was my job, to go and look. And that's what my special talent is links. I find the links in things. That's how I solved many wars. I stopped more wars than we had from happening just because I found the links. Found the links in friendships that were missing between tribes. Found the links between Derpy's muffins, but that's another story. I was able to find links in almost anything. I found links in everything. And I'm not talking about ring links, like my cutie mark. I'm talking about missing pieces of information. Missing harmony that was in the land. I was able to find what was missing and bring it to them. Now, that always didn't work, like I said. We had wars. We called them wars, but they're really just scuffles. But, hey, it's what I did. And I loved it. And this is where it all starts. It was close to the end of the Great Combining, I think you call it now. I can't remember. But I was helping a settlement. There were hundreds of new settlements starting all over Equestria with these new tribes combining. So, I was sent to help one of them. Now, Ponyville was brand new as well. I think the apples just started there. I was on the other side of the Everfree Forest, in a place called Mainsville. Not in your history books because of one thing. It's not there. It never was. It was all a scam just to get me. This whole place, it was a combined town. Unicorns, Pegasus, and Earth Ponies all lived there in harmony, I would say, but none of them were real. They were all illusions. Even Princess Celestia fell for it. Strong magic the cult has, the strongest I've ever seen. Now, me being a Pegasus, it was easy. I flew around making sure none of the rogue tribes were in the area of the settlement. But what I didn't know is I wasn't looking for a tribe. I was looking for a cult. And what happened was, I was having fun with the children. Ah, the children, they were smart. Even though they were illusions, they were smart. I was teaching them how to scavenge for food. New settlement, they needed food to eat, so I taught them how to scavenge the good stuff. I taught them how to hide from the monsters, not small monsters, how to hide from just any monster in the Everfree. Taught them how to escape that. And that's when it happened. We were playing a game of hide and seek, and I got snatched. Tuck up behind from, I don't know, it was hooded. Big colt. Just wrapped one arm around my neck. I used my wings to get up in his face, but he had a strong grip. Now, I've seen strong grips, but that one was strong. And I was out like a light. Because he conked me on the head with something. It wasn't his hoof. I could tell. I've been hit in the head with hoofs plenty of times, but it wasn't that. Next thing I knew, I woke up in a small grove. Woke up. It's putting it small. I was groggy still. I could barely see. But what I did see was this. A pony in front of me. Couldn't tell who it was. I couldn't even tell if it was a pony. It might have been something else, but it looked like a pony to me. I think it was a she, small enough. Multicolored bands on her arm. I could tell those things were bright in my eyes like the noonday sun. She, with those, she raised her hoof and slashed down the air in front of her. And a blinding rift in the air appeared, like she just cut open the air right in front of her to the sun. And then she kind of pulled it open even further, and I got pulled right in, no resistance at all. And I fell unconscious again. Now, falling unconscious, now that was a new thing for me. I've never done that before. So, of course, I didn't know what to expect. I was down. Don't know how long, but I was out of it. Next thing I know, I woke up in a cage. This cage was large enough for me to kind of trot around in and flex. It seemed like they wanted to keep me healthy. But something went wrong. Now, I'm still trying to figure this out, but apparently when I went through, me being so groggy, I did something. I don't know what, but something happened, either me or someone else. But when I went through, I seemed to go through backwards. Now, I don't understand, but the easiest way to explain this is I was living backwards to everybody else. My tomorrow was there yesterday. Now, it may be confusing, but the easiest way is, the guards knew I was there. And they said I was there ever since the first of the month. And this was near the end of the rainy months. I think that's what they called them, rainy months. And we're at the end of it. They said it was about to snow soon. And they said I've been here ever since the first. I'm like, how is that possible? And I kept going with that for about a couple weeks. And during those weeks, I found a small rift, like the one the pony in the gathering opened. This one's just small. Not as bright. I was able to find scrap pieces of paper and pen. Write little notes and shove them through. And this guy found them. I think he went by the name of Theater Guy. He found them and sent them back. He said he found these things over the interweb. Whatever the interweb is, you may know, but I don't. And he said, keep sending me these. They're interesting. And then he sent one back saying, no one believes me that you exist. They think you're just a figment of my imagination. An OC, I think they said. I think that's why I'm recording this, to send it to them, so others can hear my voice. Believe that I'm here. But that rift I was sending them through, I think as I sent them through, they got stronger. It slowly widened and widened. And by the time, the guards were saying, oh, he's been here for a few days now. And then the day they said I just arrived, or he just arrived, they called me just he. The gap was wide enough for me to slide through, barely big enough. I had to fold my wings. Now, I'm a tall pony, but I'm thin, slender. That's probably why I'm a good scout, because I can get through stuff fast. So I kind of scrunch myself down, and I worm my way through this rift. Now, it hurt like the dickens. Garrett Dickens, good author. It hurt like the dickens. But I made it through. The place I was in was the weirdest. Best way to describe it is imagine every single color you've ever seen in front of your eyes, yet you can't see a thing. It's pitch black. That's what it was like. It was everything and nothing at the same time. I could see flashes of history, yet nothing. And I walked there for a while, and it hurt to walk. Oh my goodness, it hurt. My forelegs were killing me. And then I finally got the sense to look down. I saw on my forearm, just like the pony in the forest gathering, multicolored bands on my forearm. Now I thought to myself, how'd these get here? But that didn't last long. Next thing I thought is, I could get out. So I raised my hoof like the pony in the forest did, and a blade kind of morphed out of it. And I sliced it down, and this gap appeared in the sky in front of me. Best way to describe the sky in front of me, the area in front of me. Bright light. And I just thought, well, I ain't stupid, and I'm going to walk through. And I walked through. Next thing I find myself in Celestia's throne room. Now that was weird. I've only been in there a couple times. I've always either been out in the front and received messages through her by her sky ponies, she calls them, the male ponies. Next thing I know, I was in there. She looked at me and she's like, "What?" Best way to describe her explanation is, "What?" We had a good conversation about what just happened. And she says, "Olympus," I can't do her voice, it's hard. She just basically said, "Olympus, you've been gone for about 200 years. Now that confused me. I've been only gone for about a month. Or a couple weeks at least. 200 years? And she said, "There may be someone to help. Go down to Ponyville. And there's one of my new students down there. Go talk to her, and she may be able to help." So I went down there. I went to look for the student of Celestia. And I found her. A unicorn, bright blue in color. Her name? I can't remember. She never told it to me. Now that was the weirdest. I went to her. I knew she was there because of the picture Celestia gave me. Knocked on the door. Said Celestia sent me. A student grabbed me, pulled me in. Used her magic. Scanned me. She said, "Okay, next time you rift open the shifting vortex," is what she called it. Next time you rift open the shifting vortex, think of an exact time period you want to go to. And so I did. Raised my hoof, sliced it down, and I thought, beginning of Celestia's reign. Tell her what happens then, so she knows what to expect now. And so I did. I stepped through into the same place I was. Now that was the weirdest. I was standing in the exact same spot, just a different time. I looked up and I see the beginning of Canterlot on the mountainside, just barely being made. Right now, just a small little fort on the side. So I made my way up there. Pretty easy since I'm a Pegasus, just flew right up there. And I found Princess Celestia. She's only been reigning for about 10 years, I think, she said. And I told her all that happened. She said, "I must keep this a secret from you until you tell me. And I'll have my student of that time period study all that she can." And that's how she knew. I just completed a cycle that I never knew. I completed the link that was able to make me travel. And that's how it all started. Ever since then, I've found a specific spot. Celestia has told me a specific time to go to, that there was trouble. Stood in a specific spot, sliced it open, and walked through. I've met dozens of ponies. All special in their own way. And then I met you. Techno, if that's what your real name is. Techno Wavelength. You make the curious things I've ever seen. I'm gonna come back here. These boxes that record sound. Amazing. Can I duplicate these? They're amazing. Do you have them in mass? Well, I told Celestia about... Oh, yeah, back to that. I told Celestia about you. Because this isn't the first time we met. Just wait. It gets better. But she said I should send these to someone that can hold on to them and trust them. So I was like, well, there's you, Techno. And who else? Who else can I send these to that will hold on to them and spread them? And then I thought of Theater Guy. The guy I've been sending notes to. Man, it's been years since I've met him. That's why I'm asking, can you duplicate these? Yeah? Okay, great. Theater Guy, you're gonna love these. And whoever else is listening, oh my goodness. Is this thing almost out? I know you said these things have a specific time, but